So I'm gonna guess that you clicked on this video because you're a new stylist, or you're going through cosmetology school, or maybe you're even a stylist that's been in the industry for a bit and you're just feeling like you're in a little bit of a rut with where your career is going. My name is Hannah. I've been a hairstylist for almost a decade, which is so crazy to think about. I thought it'd be fun to sit down and share my journey with all of you and hopefully give you some tips to help you along the way. So in my opinion, cosmetology school is really just about getting you in, learning the basics, and getting you out of there, which in my opinion is a little bit unfortunate, but at least when I was going through it, that's just kind of how they all were. So taking it way back to the beginning, I knew that I was going to be going to cosmetology school in the fall after my senior year of high school. So I knew that that summer I wanted to get a job at a hair salon, either working the front desk or working as an assistant. Now the laws are different state to state. So at the time I was living in Illinois and you could work as an assistant without your license. I applied at a couple of different places and I did actually end up getting a job as an assistant. I was working full-time through the summer and I loved it. It was crazy, hectic, chaotic, so much work. But my boss at the time always told me, if you can be a great assistant, you can be a great hairstylist. Worked my little booty off that summer and then started school in the fall, and I actually worked part-time at the salon and went to school full-time. It was definitely very hectic and a lot of work for that 1 year that I was in school, but I personally feel like working in a good salon prior to going to school or while you're in school can make such a difference in how confident you are shampooing your clients or behind the chair, giving a blowout, whatever it is. Whether it's because you've been able to actually physically work with clients, shampooing them or helping with a blowout, or even the social side of it, just feeling comfortable talking with new people all day, every day, you're very quickly gonna be exposed to that by working in a salon. A lot of times, in my experience, you're just getting thrown into the fire and they're like, okay, this is how we work, this is how we go, like, just follow along. But if you have a good team and a good boss, those people are gonna wanna see you succeed because you're about to be maybe the person sitting next to them in the salon. Along with working in the salon, I think what helped me to feel more confident before I left cosmetology school was taking every single client possible. Anytime that a client was unassigned to someone, I always took them because I knew the more real life experience I had with clients in cosmetology school, whether it was a blowout or it was doing a full highlight or even doing nails, I knew that I was going to be better off in the future being more confident behind the chair when I was done with school by taking those clients. So once I finished cosmetology school, I went back to working full-time at the salon, but I didn't go straight into taking clients full-time. The salon that I was at, you had to go through a training program before you could actually start taking clients on the floor, which I feel like when you come out of school, that's a little bit of a bummer to go into a training program because you just want to get out there, you want to be doing hair full-time, you're so excited. But to be completely honest, I feel like for a lot of people that have just finished cosmetology school, jumping into a behind the chair job is not realistic. So I got to go through a training program at this salon. It ended up being 9 months long and it was wonderful. It was lovely. I loved my team. My boss was great. She was very hard on us, but I do have her to credit for some of the things that I still do behind the chair now. But unfortunately, after my 9 months was up, 3 weeks later, the salon shut down. So from there, I started working at a salon that was probably about 10-ish minutes away, so not too far from the original salon. So the thing about the second salon that I went to is that it was brand new, and it actually ended up being me and two of the other girls that were at the first salon with me. We thought it was gonna be great. They were in a really good location. It seemed like it had a lot of potential, and then suddenly it did not, and it was kind of messy. I ended up only staying there for about 4 months. I don't think I got any new clients in the time that I was there. From there, I went to the salon that I was at prior to the one that I'm at currently. So I worked at that salon for about 3.5 years, and it wasn't bad, but I was just realizing that I really wanted to specialize in lived-in blonding, more like that California blonde, and extensions, which I had never really done before. I think I mentioned this, but I was in Illinois at the time, and my husband and I for a long time had talked about moving out to California, kind of the Southern California area. And as I was realizing more and more that I wanted to be specialized in my career, I was like, okay, Southern California feels like a great move for us. I feel like I could find a really great job out there. And so after 3.5 years of being at this salon, We moved in 2020 to San Diego, California. I did not have any interviews set up at any salons until the morning that we were leaving to come to San Diego. So coming out here, we weren't really sure what was going to happen or when I was going to get a job, but I had 3 salons that I was really interested in. And thankfully, I was able to interview at each one within like the first week or 2 of us being in San Diego. I ended up getting a job at the salon that was my #1 choice. And instead of starting off as a stylist right away, even though I'd been doing hair for 5 years, I wanted to start off as an assistant because I knew that there was so much that I needed to learn, so much growth that was needing to happen. I really felt like in the last 3 to 4 years prior to us moving to San Diego, I wasn't learning, I wasn't growing. It was just kind of the same thing every single day. So it felt really important to me to start out as an assistant. And in California, you have to have your license to work as an assistant. Basically, you're working hands-on with the stylist while they do their client's hair. So I was so thankful to be hired on as an assistant, and I just absorbed as much as I could like a sponge. The salon that I'm at right now really specializes in blonding, lived-in blonding, and extensions, and that is exactly what I wanted. So I was very thankful to be hired on as an assistant and have the opportunity to learn from not only 1 but 2 stylists over about a 9-month span. About 5 or 6 months into that 9-month span of assisting, I did actually go down to part-time as an assistant and part-time as a stylist. Because I wasn't brand new to hair, they felt comfortable giving me some days on the floor while also still assisting and absorbing as much information as possible. And then after that 9 months, I was on the floor full-time, taking clients 5 days a week. And I will say, when I first started, this salon is very popular, very busy in our area, and I was booked, which was crazy and so intense and so insane. But I am very thankful for that time. I do feel like it set me up so well. Kind of another situation of being thrown into the fire. I felt comfortable and confident, but I just needed to get my hands in it every single day. Another thing that I want to add about what was important to me when it came down to finding a salon out here was finding a salon that really valued education. I could tell through assisting that that was really valued, but outside of that, my boss really values education. She is an educator herself, so she will do classes for us. She has brought in other educators for us. There have been educators that host their own classes at our salon that we'll go to. There are classes that they have paid for us to go outside of the salon. I feel so fortunate to have found a salon like that that really values education and just wants you to continue to take your skills to the next level. I think in this career you need that, and everybody should have some sort of desire for that because the trends are changing all the time and you definitely want to keep up with them. I look back at the work that I was doing 4 or 5 years ago and the work that I'm doing now, and the growth and the quality of work has gone way up. To wrap it all up, I just want to share with you 3 tips that I think are so important and so crucial to loving your career and having a successful career in hair. Tip number 1 is going to be an assistant. Like I said, every state is different, so you have to figure out what your state allows or doesn't allow. But I guess more specifically, I would say find a salon that you can go through an assisting or training or apprentice program where you're actually going to be working hands-on with a stylist or multiple stylists so that you can feel more confident and comfortable behind the chair. And hey, it's basically like you're getting paid to be educated. And it doesn't matter if you're just starting out or if you've been in the industry for a while. Like I said, I had been in the industry for 5 years and I had gone through the training program at my first salon, and I actually assisted for a little while at the salon I was at before coming to San Diego. And then I assisted in a very hands-on way at the salon that I'm at now. Personally, I feel like every stylist should go through that experience of just getting to be really hands-on with another stylist. But also make sure that it's a stylist that you love their work and feel like they have things to give to you that you want to learn. If you want to be a blonding specialist, don't assist a red hair specialist or a curly cutting specialist. Like, find the person that is going to be a good fit for you. That kind of leads me into my next tip, which is figure out what you want to specialize in. And with that, find a salon that specializes in what you want to specialize in. I feel like specializing in hair really has become a very big thing over the last 5 to 10 years. Obviously, there were departmentalized salons where some people did cut and some people did color, but now it's very specific to like blonding, extensions, you know, whatever it may be, whatever you want to specialize in. But I try to explain it to people like you wouldn't go to your dermatologist when you actually needed to see a physical therapist. My last and final tip is going to be seek out education. Like I said, I am so fortunate that our boss really values education, and we have gotten a lot of education honestly handed to us over the last 4 years. If there aren't a lot of hairstylists who come through your city to teach a class and you don't feel like you can travel to take a class, try online education. I think that there are so many amazing online education platforms out there. I personally have only been a part of 2. I'm still a part of 1. I'm gonna give a quick little shout out to the Blonde Chronicles. I personally am part of her education platform, and I am just obsessed with the way that she teaches, the way that she breaks things down. And sometimes it's easier to digest a class like that, where you're sitting in your own home and you can back the video up if you need to, pause it, take notes, do whatever, versus going to sit in a class. There is definitely something about being in person and seeing right then and there what the stylist is doing, and you can ask them questions. There's benefits to both. But if you're someone who can't get out for education, or you don't have education coming to you, I highly recommend that you find someone online. There are so many out there that are incredible and amazing, and there are even education options out there that are completely free. You can find so many educational videos and photos on Instagram and TikTok. So that has been my journey, and I am so thankful to be where I'm at today and so thankful for where my career is headed. If you have any other questions about my journey and my experience, or if you have questions about the industry just in general, you can leave them down in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer them. I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe it was inspiring to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!